Now, the coalition of NGOs in health is worried about the abandoned health facilities across the country. The group says it is wrong for these facilities, which have been completed and handed over to government, to be inactive while citizens lack access to basic health care. The group's call follows a tour by the Minority Caucus and Parliament Select Committee on Health to some abandoned hospitals across the country. Dr. Gabriel Benako is advisor to the coalition of NGOs in health.
I say this everywhere. The University of Ghana Medical Center was ready to be used. You cannot, any health expert will tell you, you cannot finish a health facility completely before you start using it. You always have to start using it while you put in place other things. And when you go to every facility, especially a hospital, you continue to upgrade it based on the data you are getting in serving people. That informs you on how you can upgrade it. For example, you start with OPD, with emergency, but you get data from OPD that tells you that you need to upgrade it to some specialized services that you need to put in place. And then you continue to upgrade it until when the facility is much more resilient. So every health facility in Ghana, fortunately, the Ministry of Health, Ghana Health Service, they have a standard of what they call hospital, specialized health center, district hospital, polyclinic, chip compound. They have a standard. So once you are putting up a health facility, it's already approved that it's supposed to be like this. And therefore, you have to work to ensure that it's being put to use to respond to the reasons why it was put to use. It was put in the plan for the construction. And then we have serious challenges in Ghana where we have health facilities, they are not completed. You have health facilities, they are not used to the fullest. You have health facilities that nobody cares about them. Sometimes we make political games out of it, but health issues cannot be compromised. I keep on saying this over the last 6 years as I was the national chair. You cannot compromise health. You can do for other sectors like education, agriculture. But when you compromise health standards, one life is lost, you cannot get it back.
Meanwhile, the minority MPs have wrapped up their tour of the facilities. Kwesi Parker Wilson, who was with the team, joins us with further details of the tour. Parker, what more can you share with us?
Right, so Mama V, the minority, obviously, this morning were telling us that they are not happy with the development and this is not where they're going to end. They have also identified some other projects, abandoned projects by the NPP administration. And so they are preparing themselves and gathering their people to go and then tour some of these facilities. Now, the aim is that they want to compel government to complete all this project because all the places we visited, Fominam, Kumewu, Afari, the chiefs there were lamenting the delay of the project and indicated to us that socioeconomic activities are delaying or have been affected because of the delay of the project. And so one of the things they want the minority to do is to use the powers they have in parliament to trigger every tool that they have to compel government to complete all these projects. In fact, the Adansi Maria Hene was telling us that some of the residents there would have to travel almost about 2 hours to Bepai and other places to seek medical care when the situation is quite serious. And so these are some of the pleas to the minority. And the minority caucus on the health committee, which was led by the ranking member, Minta Kandom, indicated to the chiefs that they're going to ensure that indeed all these projects are completed. So the second phase will begin shortly. They are yet to communicate to the media, but they are certain in their minds that they would indeed go and visit some of these facilities and highlight the ills or the things that government is doing to abandon them.
Parker, we saw the sort of resistance that they received initially when they attempted entering the Afari military hospital. Was there a similar incident?
No. In fact, the Afari incident was largely because when we got to the facility, the military men had been detailed there because you understand that it's going to be a military hospital. So already about 7 armed military men have been detailed on the ground to protect the facility. In fact, the military was saying that some few weeks gone by, some media men, using their words, secretly invaded the premises and recorded some of the facility or things in the ward, which they received some queries from their superiors, and so they were on the high alert as to whoever comes to the facility to seek some clearance from their officers, their big boss in Accra. And so when we got there, they demanded that the minority provide evidence of the clearance before they give them the opportunity to tour the facility. So that was the misunderstanding. But after a few calls, they all agreed that indeed the minority has the power from Parliament to do what they had to do. So at the other places, because the chiefs themselves were incensed with over the delay of the project, they gave them the permission to go and tour the facilities. First of all, when they get to the town, they pay a courtesy call on the chiefs first and let them know their mission in the area. The chiefs express their disappointment and their concerns and reservations before they delegate an individual to lead the minority to the project site. So that happened at Kumewu and Fomena and the other places that we visited.
Okay, and just before I let you go, Parker, the objective essentially is to tell Ghanaians that these projects have been abandoned. Is there anything more they intend doing after that?
Well, so they say since they are not in government, it will be very difficult for them to complete the project. But however, they need to bring it to the attention of the individuals or Ghanaians that the projects that were procured, loans were procured to facilitate or construct these projects have been abandoned by the NPP administration. It is the taxpayers' money. They say you and I, our taxpayers' money were used, and so they cannot allow this project to rot. In fact, the agreement at the time was that the government was going to start payment or paying the loans after 5 years. We are in the 5th year, so it's expected that the NPP administration would pay the loans, and that is the major concern. So if these projects are operationalized, we can now generate some funds, some revenue to defray some of the debt. So the major point is that they want the Akufo-Addo administration and, of course, the health minister, Kweku Agyeman-Manu, to ensure that the project, which has been estimated to about 92%, 95%, 65% be completed. I'll see it on the screen that you are showing the Yellow Kobo District Hospital. In fact, Mama V, that particular facility has been completed since January this year and was handed over to government. The minister appeared before Parliament somewhere in June, assuring the House that they were going to operationalize the facility by the end of August. As we speak, we are in September and going into October. The facility is yet to be operationalized. If you go there, you will see an ambulance station there. We were told by the security men there that the ambulance was brought in somewhere in January and it's been parked there. It hasn't moved yet, so they don't know what is happening. So the MP for the area is really not happy with the situation. I had a sneak peek into some of the wards. I saw medical equipment installed in the major wards. In fact, it's a completed facility. We are told by the minister that they are doing recruitment. The MP doesn't understand why recruitment of medical staff would take that long from January to now. So he demanded the immediate operationalization of this project. So obviously the minority says that they will continue to put pressure on government to ensure that all the abandoned health facilities across the country are completed. And they want government to abandon the idea of starting the Agenda 111 because they want government to finish this project before they move on to the construction of the Agenda 111. And one disadvantage is that all the abandoned facilities in the various communities. So let's say Fomena, for example, because Fomena has already has a facility there, what it means is that they won't have the benefit of having the Agenda 111 facility in their area. So if government doesn't construct or complete the Fomena hospital, the people there, the residents in that area, will not have a hospital. Okay. And they would have to continue to travel miles to other places to seek medical attention. All
right, Kwesi Parker Wilson, we'll leave it here. Parker will continue following the minority caucus on the Health Committee of Parliament. He will bring us phase 2 of their tour. Meanwhile...